This is a Pulse Get Interactive. Join us with your comments via our social media handles, Facebook, X or Twitter, and of course myjoyonline.com, and of course our YouTube page as well. Now, let's start from the educational front because it's day one of the 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examinations, and more than 560,000 candidates are in the examination hall seeking to make a mark for the next senior high school intake. We'll touch base at some of the centers for you earlier this morning. The Education Minister was on the ground to monitor the exercise. My colleague Rejoice Presu Emefa toured with him. Will join us shortly with more on this. First, listen to some candidates taking part in today's examination in Accra.
Okay. What is that? Prior to the examination, we're doing some English sample questions that were supposed to be. But instead of using that one, we rather use the old format. So the questions were familiar.
So looking at the questions, are you confident of getting an A, A1 or what?
Yes, I'm confident. Yeah.
And that confidence, do you have it in the rest of the papers?
Yes, I'm sure. It's ugly. I'm not going to say that, but everything was fine.
So whatever you learned came?
Yes.
Really? So you should be expecting an A?
Yes. It was quite easy. It wasn't as
For the best. So we should also hope for the best in terms of your results, right?
Well, teachers and students in the OT region, in the Guan district, say the lack of resources, including textbook and inadequate teachers, made it difficult for them to prepare the students for the examination. Now, some candidates in the Volta, OT, and the Upper West regions have also been sharing their talks in the ongoing examination.
For you to travel the length and breadth of your life to be here today, you deserve a round of applause for yourself. Congratulations. You started class 1 with some people. They are not here with you. Some of them fell out on the way. So if you are able to get to JHS 3, I know that you will go to senior high. Yes, I can see a lot of you in senior high with very good grades. I'm here this morning to encourage you. Listen, please listen to your teachers, listen to the instructions, and show that level of discipline that you've gotten from your various schools and you are here. The future of your life begins from today. The results will determine how far you go in life. Your level of discipline in the exam center is another plus. Please take note. Be the disciplined children that I know you to be. Whatever is in your mind, remain very stable in the exam hall and write with confidence. I know that your teachers are so solid. For 2-3 years now, the performance in WA West is always on the high level. We are improving day by day. And I'm sure that 2024 BECE will give us one of the best results. And I have so much faith in you. 1 meal a day from the MP. And you can just add something that you brought yourself. And for 5 good days, I am sure that Friday evening when you are leaving here, you will go back home saying that I am a graduate of BECE, and I'm preparing for my senior high. And of course, we are trying to look at a new law in Parliament. The minister may be here. They are bringing a bill to Parliament and we are waiting. We want to make the senior high better, free and better, free and quality, so that when you get there, you enjoy the best of Ghana's education. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well.
Very difficult because when they come to these areas, in the rural areas, the school too is not in a good condition, and we are also running a new curriculum, and the resources that are used to guide the students are not available. So sometimes we even have to go to the internet and then be getting most of the resources to guide them. This deprived area, teaching and learning becomes very difficult. For example, even preparing the candidates, they don't have lights in the school, nothing like that. And when they come to situations like this, sometimes you need to go for extra classes with them. And And then most of the time, the contact hours are not enough for them to prepare. So we manage it, even though the condition is very bad.
How confident are you of your students as a BECE start today?
Yeah, my percentage of confidence is 95%. Yes, because we have 12 really hard, and then we are prepared for it.
Above all the challenges, you believe your students will do well?
Oh yes, surely.
I'm feeling a bit nervous because this is new curriculum. The government have changed the system of schooling, and we don't even know the subject that are coming. Like, we don't even have past questions to learn on because it's new curriculum. So we are feeling a bit nervous.
You're feeling a bit nervous, but are you confident of today's paper? What paper and paper are you writing today?
English and Arabic.
How prepared are you?
I'm well prepared. If only Hot Island will come, because we don't know what will come. This is the first batch, and we have no past questions to learn.
Well, the man in charge of the education sector is Dr. Yao Aduchum, and he's been speaking to my colleague Emefa Kwesu during his rounds this morning.
Let me commend WAEC. The last 3 years when I directed that schools or WAEC should use serialization, they complied and they obliged. And today as I speak with you, the examination center you see here will have different sets of questions from the examination center not too far from here. This has helped curb what we knew to be examination leakages. Because if you want to say that you have the questions and you have gotten them leaked to you, you don't know which examination center has that question. So parents are not buying, students are not interested. They are focused on studying and going to write the exam, because if they accept the question, they don't know if it's going to be their questions or it's not going to be. Okay. They've scaled it up to high schools, and the WASI that is coming out, there will be a serialization element where different schools may have a different set of questions. Even if they are same, they are scrambled. Your question 1 may be my question 20. So if you want to get the same question from a source and get a lead to you, you are not going to succeed. So I think WAEC has done something wonderful. What we are now trying to avoid is more practicing within the classroom when they have the same set of questions. They are doing very well with the invigilators, but also next year are looking at how do you serialize within the classroom so that student A, who is seated here, will have different questions from student B seated in the same classroom, and that's the next frontier. Until we get to e-testing, where you cannot cheat automatically because the computer will select different questions for different students, we have to serialize, we have to prevent students from cheating, and when it happens, WAEC also has a different way of determining who has cheated. But we don't want to even get there. Let's stop it.
So this has been day one. They are done with the exam for today, English and RME. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at how the day has been so far for the students and, of course, the organization of the examination when we return. Welcome back to the show. Now, let's stay a little longer on the BECE because the examination started today. Today, they wrote English and RME, and they are hoping to continue tomorrow and end it on Friday. The education minister was out and about, and of course, one of my colleagues, Emefa Kwesu, was Semefa Kwesu. I don't know why I keep calling Emefa. Semefa, you're welcome back to the studio.
Thank you.
So tell us where you've been.
Okay, so we've been to the Ayawasu West municipality. It has 6 centers and over 1,300 students writing in these centers, both private and public schools, of course. So the minister was around to check what was going on and also interact with students for a few seconds, encourage them that they should put in their best.
So it was just one area you went today?
No, not really. We went to other municipalities, such as we went to the Bema camp, the schools over there also. But that one we went with the WAEC team. We have the WAEC head of national here in Ghana. visiting some of the schools. Now, one thing that came up is that here in Accra, the exams have been successful.
Right.
It's been peaceful, but
at least so far.
Yes, in the Bekwai municipality,
in the Ashanti region.
Yes, she reported that they've picked up some teachers who attempted teaching students, but they are waiting for the full report on that. Then they can know what to do.
And this information is coming from WAEC.
Yes.
That if arrested 2 teachers in the
about 3 of them
in the Bekwai municipality in the Ashanti region for attempting to help the students write the exam.
Sure.
All right. So hopefully we'll go to the Ashanti region and get more from this. But what is the minister's and WAEC's general assessment of the exercise today, especially here in the Greater Accra region?
They said so far it's been successful. Now, we know that one thing going into the exams was funding for the registration. So we asked her if the funding that they've received from government is enough. So she said that at least it's okay for the examination period and to take care of those who are monitoring or supervising the exams right now. But going into the marking, they may need
more money.
Fund, yes, to pay those who will be marking the papers. You know that those who mark the papers are different from the supervisors currently. Yes, so they need more funds to be able to pay the examiners who will be marking, so that at least they'll be snappy with the marking and then the result will be out, so that these young ones can proceed to the SHS. And then the minister was also talking about examination malpractices. Of course, we know that every year we have these issues coming up. So he said that we shouldn't wait until it's examination before measures are put in place to curb examination malpractices. So after the exams, his outfit and WAEC would have to look at a long-term solution
to this recurring issue.
Yes.
But I'm interested in the indebtedness to WAEC. We know that government paid 55 million Ghana cedis before the start of the examination, leaving about 40-something million yet to be paid. Did you get a response from the minister on this, on the financial issue?
So he said whether they have the money or not, the children have to write. So what they have to do is at least put in a short and interim measure to ensure that the children are able to write the exams. Then after the examination, they can go back to negotiate and look forward to ways that they'll be able to pay WAEC so that subsequent examination, they wouldn't face these issues again.
Before you go, so in Accra, there was no issue of arrest, cheating or anything of a sort.
At least to most of the centers that we visited with the minister and then the WAEC team, there hasn't been anything as such. They have a conducive environment. You won't see teachers and other students loitering around. I think the student body is on break, except those who are writing in the centers.
All right. But you're a SMFA, so thank you so much for your. And I know that tomorrow you'll be on the grounds to bring us more. So let me go on Zoom right now and take you to the Upper West region where my colleague Rafiq Salam joins us. So Rafiq, day 1 is over. Did everything go as planned?
In the Upper West region, I will tell you that everything went on smoothly. In the Upper West region, we are having a little over 10,000 candidates who are taking part in this examination in the region here. But today, I found myself in the West district where we visited 2 of the 9 centers that the elections is taking place. So the first center that I moved to was at Taningana that had about a little over 500 students taking part in the examination. And then we bumped into the Member of Parliament for West constituency, Superintendent retired Peter Lenkine-Tubu, who gave the candidates a pep talk. And after that, he moved to Uchao, the capital of the West district, where he moved straight to the Uchao DA primary A and then B. And then he also spoke to them. Remember also before, on the eve of them writing the basic education certificate examination paper, he gave them some food items that valued over 13,000 Ghana cedis. So he was there himself to ensure, and then also to interact with these students, to give them the morale, to boost their confidence for them to write the examination. And so in the West district here, a little over 1,500 students are taking part in this examination, 9 centers, and then it's also taking place in 4 communities. And then the students, the candidates told me that they have a lot of expectation regarding the examination. They believe that they will sail through despite the challenges that they are facing. I tried to even interact with one of them. He told me about their.
So we are losing Rafik Salam there. Rafik, if you can reposition yourself so we can have a better signal. Rafik, can you hear me?
Examination. For them, it doesn't make them condition. But they are saying that despite these challenges, they will overcome and put them go to junior high school. It is of their choice.
Right, so Rafik Salam is our Upper West Regional Correspondent, and he's updating us.
It's moving on smoothly. Hello?
Right, so Rafik, if I may, yes, Rafik, if I may ask, so in the Wild West municipality, 1,500 students are writing the exam. Is that the case? Rafik cannot obviously hear us. I wanted to pick some few issues on this. Let me move away from the upper West region, and then let's try to understand what really is going on here. I mean, this are over 560,000 people writing the exam with the hope of entering senior high school later this year. Now, the West African Examination Council, they have put in place measures they are sure will help address the issue of examination malpractices. Now, let's explore the matters as far as the one is concerned. And Dr. Peter Anti is educationist and he joins us via phone. So, Doctor, day one, from your monitoring, did everything go as planned?
Good afternoon. Yeah. So far, we've not had any reports of any incidents happening anywhere. Of course, we don't have the capacity to monitor every center, but people that we have going around the country, we have not had any reports so far. I think that it's been smooth, and we're hoping that it will be like this till the last.
Right. The head of WAEC here in Ghana says they've arrested 3 teachers in the Bekwai municipality of the Ashanti region. They attempted to help the students write, answer some of the questions that, they had to.
That is an unfortunate incident. I think that over the years we have admonished teachers to stay away from kids or that's not that well to profession. That teachers are supposed to prepare students and for the exams, and that is where it ends. You are not supposed to get into the exam center and then engage in examination malpractice, no matter how critical the situation is. And I believe that WAEC should make official complaints to the National Teaching Council so that their licenses will be withheld and serve as a deterrent to other teachers who would want to put their professional life on the line because their students are writing exams and go use any devious means to ensure that their students are passing. I would advise WAEC to write an official report to the National Teaching Council, that is the body mandated to license and register teachers, so that they will take a serious issue out of this and possibly withdraw their licenses.
Doctor, stay with me because when I come back, I'm bringing in the WAEC Public Relations Manager, Mr. John Kapi. When I come out, I'll ask you about this 100,000 drop that we are seeing as compared to the numbers last year and whether this gives cause for worry. Mr. John Kapi, good afternoon. Welcome to the Pulse.
Afternoon, thank you. Today we are speaking on Monday.
Of course, Monday. So we are back. we are refreshed from the weekend. So everything should go as planned. So day one, how would you describe how day one ended as far as the examination is concerned?
Thank you for having me. I think that day one has gone well by our standards because when you are writing examinations and then even before the questions go out, you have all manner of things flying around, then it kind of creates discomfort. But as we speak, everything has gone on well. We were able to dispatch question papers. Of course, what I would term teething problems, that is to say that on the first day, there are a few delays here and there about items getting to exam centers on time. But this afternoon, everything picked up, and I can say that we've had a successful first day.
So for the areas that you had delays, the students, I hope it did not affect them in terms of the time allocation.
Oh, no. Once the supervisor indicates, so there's a report form that each supervisor fills. The supervisor would indicate the question papers arrived at my center maybe at 8:20 instead of 8 o'clock. So the exam started at 8:30 instead of 8 o'clock. All of these reports are brought to us, and there's evidence to show that, yes, indeed, they arrived late. And so they allowed the entire period that is meant for the examination.
And we are picking information, confirmed by your head, that in Bekwai, you've arrested 3 teachers, and they attempted to help the students answer the questions.
Yes, so the arrests have been effected. I indicated in our press briefing last Friday that we're going to engage the National Intelligence Bureau. We're also engaging the National Security. We have the Ghana Police Service. Thankfully, personnel of the National Intelligence Bureau were the ones who apprehended the Bekwai teachers who were attempting to help them. They've been handed over to the police, and we are waiting for further details so that we'll be able to tell the public what actually went on. As I speak, we've also picked up 2 teachers from what do you call it, Gini Senior High School Center B. One
in the Bono region.
Yeah, in the Bono region, yes. So we have one Kingsley Boateng and Atibu James. These are teachers of some basic schools around the area who also had a link person who was taking photographs in the examination hall and sending it to them to solve for the children. So they've been picked up. They've also been handed over to the police. We also had situations this morning where right after the commencement of the examination, some people took snapshots of the question papers and posted them on social media. We've been able to trace the numbers that took the pictures and posted them on social media. So we are tracking, and we pray God that we're able to apprehend these guys and we bring them to book.
Right. So, I mean, so far, these are the only reported infractions?
These are the reported ones. We haven't received reports from all our monitors across the country. These are a few that have come to us. Usually, by close of day, each of the monitors who have gone around will send us information online, and then we're able to analyze, and then we can put that out. So hopefully by tomorrow morning, we'll be able to gather a lot more information, and that will put out for the public to know.
Right. So, Mr. Kapi, the teachers, Bekwai and Gini, were they undertaking invigilation that, afforded them the opportunity to be at the examination center to the extent that they attempted to help the students?
So the Gini case, they are invigilators. The 2 of them were invigilators, and so they've been relieved of their positions as invigilators for the examination. And
you have replaced them with new ones?
Certainly we replace them with new ones, yeah.
So what is the process now? Is it a case that they will have to be hauled before court, or you are doing further investigations?
Right. So now what it means is that they have broken the rule of possessing question papers outside in the course of the examination hall on an electronic device from which the information can be retrieved. Now, so what we're going to do, there's a law against this, and we are going to process them in courts, and so they certainly will be hauled before the courts, and then their cases will be adjudicated.
And the students who were helped, will they suffer any punishment?
Well, we do not have evidence of candidates who may have benefited from what these invigilators have done. At least from what we have received, it was on their phones, and as I speak with you, I have pictures of their phones and then the WhatsApp platform on which we're posting these items.
No, I was referring to the teachers at Gini and Bekwai. They attempted to help the students. I'm asking whether the students who were being helped in the process, would they suffer any punishment?
Well, unfortunately, we could not determine who benefited from what these invigilators had done. So what we would do by our processes is that for those centers, we will scrutinize their scripts further after marking to ascertain whether there has been any form of collusion amongst them, and then action will be taken based on our findings.
First day and already arrest. What is this telling you? Does it mean that you may have to step up the security measures you have put in place?
Absolutely. So I'm going into a meeting, and if I were not speaking with you, I would have been in a meeting right now.
We appreciate your time.
What we're going to do is we're going to assess these arrests that we've made. We'll reinforce our surveillance of those areas and probably even increase our presence around those areas in order that sanity would prevail.
Mr. Kapi, finally, before you go, so that I can let you attend your meeting, I know that to deal with the issue of examination malpractices, you have different questions in different areas. Is that the case?
So they are the same tests, okay? If you want to measure, you have to have the same test. All we have done is what we call the multiple choice item randomization. All right, so they are the same questions, but we have changed the positions of some of the questions for some areas.
Okay.
In some areas also, we have changed the position of the scoring key or the answer. So that if, for example, you and I even have the same question, the answer to your question is D, mine could be A. So in which case, if anybody sends answers from your end to me and I copied them ditto, I could be in serious trouble.
All right. Mr. John Kapi, let me allow you to attend your meeting. Thank you so much for this update for us this afternoon. Mr. John Kapi is the Corporate Affairs Manager with the West African Examination Council. The breaking news this afternoon is that they've arrested 5 teachers. They were in the process of helping the teachers write the exam. 3 in Bekwai in the Ashanti region, 2 at Jinjini in the Bono region. Of course, somebody also took pictures of some of the questions, sent it on a WhatsApp chat, and then they were able to trace the number, and they've arrested that person as well. Let me bring in Clinton here before I go to Dr. Peter Anti for his reaction to this latest development. Clinton, where did you monitor the first day of the exam?
All right, so I've been to 3. So I've been to 3. Hello?
Yes, Clinton, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, so I've been to 3 centers, the Dominacy MA test, Okwase Kokobin Junior High School, and the Anyankwanta SDA School. What was peculiar and was a common trend in all the schools were the number of pregnant students that were there. Out of the 3 centers, I had 2 we spotted 2 pregnant students there with 4 absenteeism. So that should tell you that the number that were registered to have take the exams have reduced drastically. And the conditions of
Yes, please go on.
Yeah, and the conditions of the pregnant women were very glaring. I mean, you could see how stress, you can see the stress on their face. However, when I engaged them, they expressed that the pregnancy will not affect them in any way and it's not hinder them from, becoming successful. They expressed that they are very hopeful of passing the exam because they have learned enough for the people.
Right, we are hearing of arrests and examination malpractice in some areas. Did you encounter any in your rounds?
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I did not encounter any kind of misconduct during my inspection. It was very calm. The supervisors I spoke to were all at post, and there were no misconduct conducted in
all right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Clinton Yabwa, for that update from Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Now, let me bring in Dr. Peter Anti again. So, Dr. Anti, you heard the WAEC official response to the issue of examination malpractices. He says three teachers been arrested in Bekwai, 2 invigilators arrested at Jinjini in the Bono region. They've also arrested someone who took pictures of the examination question, sent it on a WhatsApp chat. They've traced the number. They've made arrests as well. What's your reaction to what we are learning this afternoon?
Well, I think that for an examination of that magnitude, it's it's likely that you definitely have some outliers, and these are the reports that we are having. If the whole of today we are having 5 incidents, then I think that maybe the systems put in place are robust. As I indicated earlier on, those who are teachers, we should not end with the police investigation, because that's how it's been always. They go through police investigation, and then at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. So I'm thinking that this time around, if WAEC means business, they should make an official report to the Teacher Regulatory Council, which is the National Teaching Council, and let them take it out from there. And if 1 or 2 teachers are punished for putting their professional ethics aside and engaging in such an incident, I think that it will be a great deterrent to others who would want to go that path.
It ultimately also affects the students. I mean, overall, if WAEC investigation established that they were helped, they may see their entire results cancelled.
Well, I think they have mechanisms to detect these things. If all the students are writing or they suspect which, I think they would have to do them. But that is why teachers are not supposed to engage in these things, because you put the future of a whole lot of children into jeopardy. So I think the punishment should go more to the teachers who are doing these things, and maybe we should pardon the students because they were not caught doing it. It is the teachers, or the teachers are those who have been caught. So maybe we should look at it from that perspective and hold the teachers more responsible for this.
All right. Before I let you go, I mean, I'm looking at the figures from 2016 up to 2024. We have it on our screens. That's the decline in BECE candidates. So in 2023, the nation presented 206,000 students to write the BECE. Now, today, we presented at least over 570,000, almost 30,000, number declined from the number of 602. What best can explain this?
Well, so for us who look at the teaching data, those 2 points are not comparable. These are students that entered the education system in different years.
Right.
So if you want to know whether the students who are writing now are those who are supposed to write, you compare it to their entry period. So you look at the number of students that entered the test plan for the past 3 years, and ask yourself whether the same number is writing the BECE. There you would know what we call the completion rate and then the retention rate. That is this kind of knowledge. You can't use the other year because we didn't know the number of students that have enrolled during that for that batch of students who are writing. So it's always good to compare the enrollment rate group of students that have gone through the system, and that will give you a clear understanding of whether there's been a reduction or there's been the number of students are the same people who are writing. And then I think you do that analysis, you will be able to appreciate whether students are still dropping out from at the basic level, I mean at the CHS level, or those who enter DHS are the same number of students that are writing the BECE.
So therefore, there is no cause for worry.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We really need to look at the data from another perspective, not comparing year by year, but we have to compare the entry point in terms of the enrollment level to the completion point in terms of the number of students that were able to write the BECE for the same cohort of students.
All right. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Dr. Peter Anti. He is an educationist and, of course, is the one of the BECE 2024, and already, according to the West African Examination Council, they have arrested 3 or 5 teachers, 3 in the Bekwai municipality of the Ashanti region, 2 at Jinejine in the Bona region. And of course, this is just the one. And I'm sure that WAEC says they're still compiling. Hopefully, on Top Story, on Newsnight, and on Joy News Prime, we have the latest figures in terms of the arrests made by the West African Examination Council.